Today, I'm going to be ranking what is, in my opinion, the top 10 best video games of all time. This was requested by Retro Freakazoid, so shout out to him. Please keep in mind this list is just my personal opinion. If you disagree, that's totally fine. Now, let's get into it. Coming in at number 10, this could have gone out to several games, really. It was pretty much a three-way tie, just about. But ultimately, I ended up giving this one to Alice Madness Returns, a 3D horror platformer for the Xbox 360, PS3, and a extremely buggy PC release. Um, this game, the game itself, it's a horror platforming hack and slash. The combat's pretty fun, the platforming's pretty fun, but what really makes this top 10 material is the story above all else. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who's never played the game because it's an amazing story, but that's really what sells this game above anything else is its storytelling and its art style. I mean, the combat it's fun. It's not the best hack and slash combat, but it's pretty fun. And again, that one really just comes down to the amazing storytelling that American McGee came up with on his adaptation of Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland. And yeah, that comes in at number 10. Coming in at number 9, I gotta give this one to Minecraft. I mean, who doesn't like Minecraft? Okay, believe it or not, I actually met a guy one time who said he didn't like Minecraft. I don't. That was a bit of a shocker to me. The only person I've ever met who didn't like Minecraft, well, not counting my wife, just because she couldn't quite figure out the controls. But, I mean, it's Minecraft. What do you want me to say? It's the best-selling video game of all time for a reason. I mean, it's simple fun. I honestly do prefer some of the older versions of the game before they start introducing, more complex items like a hopper. Like, what does a hopper do? I don't know what a hopper does. Someone's probably gonna laugh at me for this, but I grew up with an older version of Minecraft, and I usually just stick with the older things because that's what I like. I like the simplicity. And that's one thing about Minecraft. You can play it however you want to play it. If you want to do a super flat creative world and build the largest Minecraft castle, you can do that. If you want to go battle monsters in dungeons, you can go do that. If you just want to live a simple farming life, you can go do that. Minecraft, it's a lot of fun. It's just simple fun. Comes in at number 9. Now, coming in at number 8, I'm putting Call of Duty Black Ops 1, more specifically the zombies mode for it. I mean, the campaign was pretty good. I didn't really mess with the multiplayer that much. It was alright, in my opinion. But this one really just comes down to the good old zombies mode. Um, I mean, it's Call of Duty zombies, round-based zombies. Just like this was a really creative time for Call of Duty Zombies, and it was a more simpler time as well. Where things were pretty straightforward. It was just get a wonder weapon and get like a Galil or something like that, and then you just go ham surviving as long as possible, getting some nice trains going. You got more simple maps such as Kino der Toten, and then you got the harder maps like Call of the Dead and 5, and there's really something in there for everyone on every spectrum or on every skill level for Call of Duty Zombies. Again, if you're not a very good player, you got Kino. If you're a more experienced player, you want a bit more of a challenge, you got Call of the Dead, you got Shangri-La, you got 5. It's Call of Duty Black Ops 1. And again, the campaign was pretty good. The multiplayer, I didn't play it enough to really make a just opinion on it, but it was okay. Comes in at number 8. Coming in at number 7, I'm giving this one to Killing Floor 2. Now, I know some people might criticize me for saying that Killing Floor 2 is better than Killing Floor 1, but, well, that's just my opinion. I mean, this game is everything that a zombie game should be. Not a horror zombie game, because it's not really a horror zombie game. It's more just like just a zombie carnage game. You just blow Zeds up into big piles of blood and guts, and heavy metal plays in the background. You got like Demon Hunter and Synthetic and Rocky Gray. A lot of great songs on this game's soundtrack. The graphics were amazing for what it is. A lot of enemy variety, a lot of weapon variety. You got a lot of perks you can mess around with. Now, I was never able to find a multiplayer match on PC. I tried to find one a few times, but I just couldn't find anything. So I can't actually comment on the multiplayer. I can only comment on single player. And this game has, I think, 4 difficulty modes. So if you're not very good at the game, if you're new to it, you can play it on easier difficulty. If you're up for a bit more of a challenge, you can bump it up a bit. But Killing Floor 2 comes in at number 7. Now coming in at number 6. Coming at number 6, we have good old Plants vs. Zombies, which, believe it or not, I'm actually playing in the background. I got the Zen Garden going with Stinky the Snail running around collecting coins for me. Plants vs. Zombies is just an absolute icon, an absolute banger. Who does not love Plants vs. Zombies? A lot of people know it from its mobile version, but it was initially a PC game. I prefer the DS version above all other versions. After that, the Xbox 360 version. I don't know how many hundreds of hours I've sank into this game. On the DS version, I don't know, I'd beat the main story easily a dozen times. I had completed almost all the mini games, all the puzzles. I had done pretty much everything there was to do, and it just never gets old. It's the gift that keeps on giving. The multiplayer modes are awesome. You got the co-op walnut bowling and the versus mode. Both of those are really fun. This game was just extremely creative, just peak creativity by PopCap. I think that was the name of the developers. Had a bit of a brain fart there, but this game it's just awesome fun, and it's a relatively child-friendly game to top it all off. It's an awesome tower defense game. The best tower defense game of all time, in my personal opinion, comes in at number 6. Coming in at number 5, I'm giving this one to Lollipop Chainsaw. This was released on the Xbox 360 and PS3, and recently got I can't really call it a remaster, it's more of a port than anything else. But it recently got a port to modern consoles, which is Lollipop Chainsaw RePop. It came out last month. This zombie hack and slash is just peak Xbox 360 content. You know, it's unhinged, it's extremely creative. While the game itself is pretty short, if you're good at the game, you can probably beat it in under like 5 hours. It has a lot of replayability. It never gets old. Again, it's very creative. It's unhinged. It's funny. It's got lots of blood and guts, what you would expect from a zombie game. There's a lot of just fun combos you can do. There are mini games in it to kind of just throw in a bit of variety, so it's not just the same thing all the time. There's so many different ways you could kill zombies. I mean, it's just a great game. Lollipop Chainsaw comes in at number 5. Now, coming in at number 4, I'm giving this one to Call of Duty World at War. The campaign, admittedly, I never actually beat it, but from what I have played, it's great. One of these days, I'm going to beat it. One of these days. I did beat the DS version several times, but we're talking about the PC/Xbox version right now. The campaign was just absolutely amazing. A very dark campaign, probably the darkest we've ever seen in a Call of Duty, borderlining a horror game. The multiplayer, it was okay. I mean, I'm not a big multiplayer guy myself in most cases, but it was okay. It was okay. But mostly what I'm here for is zombies. I love all 4 World at War Zombies maps. Nocturne Toten and Verrückt are probably my favorite. After that, Darice, and then Shino Numa. I mean, but this game is just so fun, and it's just so janky and challenging, and all the bugs and glitches in their own way really do make the game better. Like the Verrückt Juggernaut glitch. I mean, that's just so just off the walls bonkers. It's like it's just little things like that. It kind of makes the experience a bit more enjoyable. And then you got the absolutely wonky knife for World at War Zombies, which barely works and is like pretty much just a death trap to the player. I have a lot of great memories from playing World at War. It comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 3, I'm giving this one to Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, a third-person hero shooter. Admittedly, I was somewhat skeptical whenever I first played this game, because I'm like, I really don't care for multiplayer games most of the time. And this game just blew me away, completely shattered my expectations. One of the first nights I played this game, I stayed up until like 4 in the morning on a work day, just playing this game. It is so fun. I play it on Xbox One. It was also released on the Xbox 360 and the PS3, in addition to newer consoles. I wish it was on Steam. But I mean, it's a hero shooter, probably the best hero shooter out there, in my personal opinion. And the survival mode, you got the survival mode, the horde mode, and then you got the multiplayer modes. Both of them are really fun. I usually play it as a sunflower, just because, well, your sunflower can heal teammates, heal yourself, and revive teammates faster, which is crucial on pretty much. I mean, it's really crucial on like Team Vanquish in the survival mode, and it's pretty helpful on gardens and graveyards as well. But the sunflower is just very solid, a very solid plant to play as. And both teams are fun to play as, plants and zombies. I usually played as a basic foot soldier or the football player. For some reason, I can't remember his name. But again, just a really fun game. Garden Warfare comes in at number 3. Now, coming in at number 2, I'm giving this one to Call of Duty Black Ops 2, the best Call of Duty game of all time, in my opinion. I'm actually wearing a Black Ops 2 shirt as I record this. I've probably beaten the campaign at least half a dozen times. The campaign was awesome. I really liked being able to customize your weapon loadout. That really just added so much to the game. The multiplayer for this game is awesome, although it is a little buggy these days. There's a lot of hackers and cheaters, unfortunately, a lot more than there were back in the day. The zombies mode is just peak zombies mode. You got the simple survival maps like Town, and then you got the more expansive maps like Origin, or like Origins and Buried. And this game was just awesome. And it was canonically the end to Call of Duty Zombies at the time, before Activision was like, nah, or before Treyarch was like, nah, we need to keep the story going, even though it canonically ended. But that's a topic for another video. But again, this game is just so fun. I love the zombies. I love the campaign. I love the multiplayer. A very solid game. I've easily sunk a couple hundred hours into this game throughout Xbox and PC. It comes in at number 2. Before we get to number 1, I would like to give some honorable mentions for games that could have taken the number 10 spot. That would be Fallout 3 and Skyrim. Now, there was a time in which I considered Skyrim to be the best game of all time, but honestly, I kind of just burned it out by playing it too much, and I mean, it's still fun, I like picking it up every now and then, but after I just burned it out as a kid. And Fallout 3 is a great game, but it doesn't necessarily have a lot of content in it compared to some of Bethesda's other RPGs. I mean, yeah, sure, there is a good bit of content in it, but not near as much as some of their other games like Skyrim, Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, and really kind of just lags behind them. And while Fallout 3 is a great game, I love it, it wasn't quite enough to take the number 10 spot. And coming in at number 1 as what I consider to be the best game of all time, this one goes to Fallout New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas was the first Fallout game I ever played, and it's absolutely amazing. There's so many different ways the story can go. The player's just given so much freedom. There is so much to do in this game. There's so much weapon and equipment variety. There are so many places to go. There's so many ways you can play the game. I generally played as a melee specialist just because I don't know what it is about this game, but I struggle to accurately shoot guns on it. I don't know if it's just me being bad or if it's just some wonky mechanic inside the game, but I generally just use melee weapons. And this game had some awesome melee weapons like the Proton Axe, the Nuka Breaker, which is just like a Nuka-Cola sign. There's like the riot gear, or the elite riot gear, some awesome designs on everything, so many places to go. The DLCs are amazing. The Lonesome Road DLC is possibly the best DLC out of any game ever, in my opinion. What else is there to say about this game? I mean, there's just so much. The crafting is really good, in my opinion. The hardcore mode, I love the hardcore mode. It makes you makes the game a bit more challenging and fun. Adds a nice little survival twist in there. I mean, there's just so much to do in Fallout New Vegas. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And you can play it over and over again, and each game will be so different. That's something I had against Fallout 3 compared to Fallout New Vegas is there's just not as much to do on Fallout 3. There's not as much variety. There aren't as many ways that the story can go. There aren't as many side quests in Fallout New Vegas. There's always something to do, and it's just so fun to just explore the wasteland. Fallout New Vegas, it's the best game of all time. What do you want me to say? Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I would like to know your thoughts down in the comments. And again, keep in mind this is just my personal opinion. And if you disagree, hey, that's fine. Feel free to let me know your top 10 down in the comments. And it's completely possible. I've never even played your favorite game, so don't be offended. Don't be like, oh, your opinion's wrong because you don't like my favorite game. Hey, we all like different games. Well, thanks again for watching. For anyone new here, I mostly play, review, and discuss video games, so feel free to check out some of my other content if that sounds amazing. Always remember that Jesus loves you all very much. Hope everyone has a blessed day. Peace.